All right, I'm in the Eastern Odyssey tournament in the opening round in the rookie division of my practice account. So I want to get one more round in. I'm not sure if I get both of them in on the weekend, but I want to get at least one more round in before the weekend comes. So let's see how it goes. I actually had a pretty good round yesterday. I dropped a putt on one of the par fives and shot at minus 29, but I had a lot of really close shots, so I was pretty happy with my round. I was really kind of wanting to go in with a minus 30, but I missed that putt, and that was the deal. But there was a bunch of those shots that I was like right there on it, so not bad. I really think in the weekend round in this type of tournament that you're going to have to shoot better than a 30 in order to win. So now that's not the case in every bracket, but like you want to try and figure out, like, for the bracketing you're in, like what it's going to take. Like, is there going to be a mass of people at the top at 30, and if you shoot a 31 you're going to stand alone, or is everybody at the top going to be at minus 29, and if you shoot a 30 you're going to stand alone? So in whatever bracket you're in, trying to figure out like where that top's going to be and shooting for the one above it. And I'm always a big fan of doing that in the weekend round and not necessarily coming into the opening round. So I'm not upset about coming in with a 29 on a missed putt in the opening round, because that leaves me, I got tons of room for improvement to try and get up to the 31 for the weekend round. So I'm going to test some of my numbers here. Now, the one thing that's different, pretty much everything is the same. I don't have quite the ball inventory in this account that I have in my 77 account. But that aside, the only real big difference is my Kingfisher. I'm using a Hornet in this account, and I've got a Kingfisher 7 in my 77 account. So I went to go look for I really want to make sure I got my Hornet number. So one of the shots, this very first hole, if I can get to the right spot, I'm actually in kind of a quandary here, because on this hole, let's go look at it. On this hole number one, what I was doing yesterday was I brought out a 3-power ball that had 5 side spin, and that really got me down through the lane. And what I was doing was I put on all 5 side spin, and then however much top spin I could put on, which was about 4 top spin, and that put me right out in the zone. I tried it where I split the difference, and I did like 4.5, and I overshot it and ended up in the rough. So I put on all the top spin and however much side spin would go on. But I don't believe I have any 3-power balls with more than 3 side spin. Now, you can get it done. You just have to pinch yourself up down in this zone down here a little bit more. So I have 2 options. I can either pinch myself up down in here, where if you hit a great to the right, you're screwed. Or I can bring out a 4-power ball, that 444, but it's a max overpower shot. So and with a 3-power ball, I am like literally, here's the zone that you're hitting in down here, and I'm hitting like right in there with a 3-power ball. So if I brought a 4-power ball and I don't get the power right, I'm in the sand. So I think what I'm going to do is just bring out a 3-power ball and pinch it a little bit down in that corner. But back on my Hornet. So if I use a 3-power ball, max club, 3-power ball, max number is 1.0. But you notice if you go up the scale, it's 1.9, 2.9, 3.8. So it's 1.0 minus 0.1. So if the wind is 2 miles an hour or more, and I got to pull 2 rings, then I got to take off 0.1. So I wrote a note down. So it's 1.0 per ring minus 0.1. And I'm pretty sure I'm in max club there. Mid club would be 1.3 minus 0.1, and minimum club would be 1.9 minus 0.1. 1.9 times 2 is 3.8, so it's 3.7, so it's minus 0.1. Now I do have another one of the holes, hole number 8. I'm using a power 5 ball, and I'm going to be in my Hornet range. And with that one, it's just a straight up. It's 0.9, 1.2, 1.8. So I'm going to make sure I wrote those numbers down today. I don't play with the Hornet. I used to play exclusively with my Hornet, and then I upgraded it to level 9, and in my opinion, that was the worst thing I ever did to that club. For years I was like, man, if I could just buy 5 more points and get it to 100%, or 4 more points to get it to 100%, it'd be great. But it was actually great when it was level 8. All right, hole number 1. Hole number 1. Let's pick a bag here. I'm gonna take bag number 5. And let me fix my bags, because I had the bags in here. I was playing some 1-on-1 in Tour 8, and I have bags set up for Tour 8, so let me change these up. Sniper. I'm going to change this to a Grizzly. Hornet, Rapier, usual suspects down on the bottom. This club, this bag right here, I want to make sure I bring a bag that's got a Goliath in it. And I want to change this to an APOC. I don't think there's any holes that I'm using a Guardian on this. I think it's Sniper straight up. Although there is, on hole number 9, there is a shot that you can do with a Horizon. There is a rough bump down there. If you bring the right ball, there is a rough bump. That's actually the hole to bring out a 4 side spin or a 5 side spin ball, so you can really get up in the deal. A 4 power ball doesn't really help you, because you got to pull back in order to get the shot, but there is a rough bump you can do on the other side if you have the right ball for it. I might try that shot just to. I'm gonna be risky, and I'll try that shot. But I will have to think about bringing out the right ball for it. All right, that's the bag I'm taking right here, and I'm gonna take a. Let's go in there and let's make sure I got the right ball set up. I'm just gonna do it with Kingmaker. Actually, I'm going to do it with one of these balls right here. The lucky ball. Let's get lucky. It's basically a Kingmaker. It's a Kingmaker look-alike. It's a clone. Hole number 1. All right, deep breaths. Deep breaths. And let me write this down. I'm going to do plus 10 on the drive. Plus 10 on the drive. And so when the winds, so the area here is like this, and this is the rough. And so I think on the first hole, the wind's going like this. And so I pulled the extra 10% because I didn't want to pinch myself up against it. But on the backside, the wind's blowing like this. And I didn't want to overpull it, so I didn't do it. And you really need to do the plus 10. So I could tell on the back that the wind had pushed me off. It might actually be higher than plus 10. It might be like plus 15 or plus 20, because it did really kind of push me off out of the zone. I still was out in the clear, but it definitely pushed me off. Definitely. Kmart sucks. Here we roll. Finding an opponent. I got canned coffee. I'm ready to roll. Puppies, are you coming to try and get on the video? I don't have anything for you. I don't have any opponents on this either. We're going to spin forever. Thank you, Skyjack. I go first. And I am going to pinch it up into that zone. I'm going to do 2.7. It's 1.5 per ring. I'm going to do 2 rings. I'm going to do a 20% overpull. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get it to go through. You can see how close I hit down there. And that rock. Yeah, I made it through. I did hit that area down there where the rock's at, but got lucky and made it through. Can't be good, be lucky. With a 4 side spin ball, you can clear it. I probably had too much topspin on there. If I would have cleared it all the way up, I probably would have rolled through on the other side. There's nothing wrong with hitting down into this area right here. You got a great shot with your sniper. Great wood shot. All right, so I'm taking this as, I think I'm at mid club. And I was doing 10%, 1.1 times whatever the wind is. Am I at mid club? There's max. There's min, so I'm at mid club. So it's 1.3 minus 1. 2.2 equals divided by 1.3. 1.86, 1.75 rings. 2 backspin. 1.75 rings. Let's make sure we're at the cup. 1.75 rings. There's 1.5, there's 1.75. Ah! I hit it great to the left. If you're going to hit it great one way or the other and it still go in, that's the side, but hitting it great on that, all you got to do is hit it perfect and it goes in. Damn it! Damn it, Mon. Really wanted to start off with an eagle. And it was right there. I put myself in the right spot and didn't execute. Arrgh. Arrgh. My dogs are looking at me like, what's up, Dad? You usually growl at us. They have dinner every night, and then I get on the floor and I play with them for about 30 minutes. We went to the movies tonight and watched Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and they missed their playtime, so they're out here like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you realize that it's been hours and we haven't played. Nice. Nice. That works. Very nice. Got a great shot from out there. All you gotta do is hit it perfect. Had a great shot where I was at. All I had to do was hit it perfect. All right. So on the front, yesterday I did a plus 25 and I wish I did a plus 30. And on the back I did a plus 30 and wish I did a plus 25. So I'm going to do a plus 30 on the front and a plus 25 on the back. And I'm going to take my Goliath. Let me set my bag up and then I'm going to look at the hole, glance at it real quick just to make sure it is the hole that I'm thinking of. Katana. I'm taking bag number 4. I want that Goliath. Let's glance at it. Let's glance. Okay, this is the hole. This is the hole. All right. 1.3 times whatever the wind is, divided by 2.3 per ring. Definitely a mid club. I'm pretty much right at mid. The Guardians of the Galaxy movie was, I need to watch it again. It was okay. I don't know what it is about the last couple movies I've seen where, I don't know. I'll watch them again and see if I feel better about them. It was okay. I don't think it was the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie, but it did have some, it was okay. I'd go see it again, but there isn't that many movies out there right now, so. Let's do the win first. 3 divided by 2.3 is 1.7 rings. 3 and 5. .7 rings. Here's 1, 6, 7. Oh, fuck, and I hit it great on the other side. Arrgh! That's 2 missed. But really, the first 3 holes in this are the ones that, like, I think you have great opportunities on a lot of holes here. You have to get hole number 6. So that leaves you 8 holes, and the first 3 are, like, really probably your best opportunities. The last par 3 is probably the toughest of the 3, but it's still makeable. I hit the flagpole yesterday. I was right on it. Had tailwind on the back, and I didn't allow for the tailwind, and I had the line perfect, but I came in a little too hot, and it hit the flagpole and bounced off. The most important part of a rough bump is hitting the rough. And they didn't do a wind adjustment there. They didn't do the plus 30 or even plus 25. They just took the shot. During the practice round, I went out and was trying to see what the wind adjustment was or is. And so the first time I took the shot, I just took it just to see like how far off I was and like how big of a jump I needed to make, and a regular pull did not work. I did the same thing my opponent did. In the hole. Right. Nice. Nice. Here we go. Getting back on the course. All right, hole number 3. Let me grab my bag. Taking this one. Let me look at my big topper. Make sure. And I'll tell you, my big topper, a big topper when it gets to, so most of its life it hangs out in the same kind of yardage as a quarterback. But when you get it to level 7, it jumps up to 225. And when you get it to level 8, it jumps up to like 230 or 232 or 231. It's somewhere up in that neighborhood, and it really picks up some distance. I like the extra topspin here, but the difference between the 225, I'm right out my red line on this hole. I was taking it if I had tailwind. I was still pulling the wind out. And I think on the front we have favorable wind. So my red line with my extra mile is like up here, but my red line with my big topper is like right here. So there's a little bit of, I can't quite get as close up here without doing any overpower as I can with my extra mile, but that extra topspin really kind of throws it down. But here I'm 6 yards even shorter, so my red line's going to be back. So I'm going to use my extra mile because I think I'll net more yardage. So I'm going to take bag number 1. Bag number 1. On the last hole, I'm definitely taking my big topper because you're pulling back from the red line, so I should be fine on that one. What am I taking? I'm taking a Kingmaker. Kingmaker. Heartbreaker. Ball. Taking a Kingmaker. What kind of special balls do I have? Do I have any special balls? Have anything special? I don't even think I have any Power 5 balls in there. There's definitely a couple holes where a Power 5 ball comes in handy. I don't have any. Not unless I buy a pack. And I'm not sure I want to do that. How long are those for sale? 2 days. 2 hours. Now that Power 0 ball's not going to help. Power 5, 2 topspin boost. That might help. I might buy a $5 pack for this account. Maybe. I'll think about it. I don't need it yet. Can you play without special balls? Yes, but there are some of these holes, like hole number 6, you got to get it. So being consistent about getting it. Can you use a lower power ball? It depends on the wind. So there are some days that you could use a lower power ball and you could achieve the same goal. But if we've got big headwinds or if we've got unfavorable winds where now you got to start doing something jiggy on it. And if you're taking some shots where you're using max overpower, it might work out 9 out of 10 times or 8 out of 10 times. But those 2 times out of 10, that's 1 in 5. That means that you're gonna be in trouble once every 5 times, and we play these holes 5 times during a tournament. And a hole like hole number 6, you've got to get every time. 60% of the people in my qualifying bracket got hole number 6. And I'm going to go through tomorrow. I'll start looking tonight and look at how many people in my opening bracket that are up at the top got number 6 both times. And I think that number is going to be pretty high. I mean, I'm thinking a good 40-50% of the bracket. I think maybe 40% of the bracket's going to get it every stinking time. Every time. Okay, I'm going to point towards the rough that's sticking out down there on the end, and I don't want to get too close, but I want to point towards that and give myself a little bit of room on the left. 2.6, I'm going to add on 10%, that's 2.8. I'm going to just do a ring and a half, that's 3. 3, 1, who's counting? And then I'm going to lean to the left. Getting it perfect. Now the risk here is this second bounce right here, making sure that I didn't put too much curl on it, and I aimed towards the end to give, and I moved it over to the right and aimed towards where the rough comes out to open up the left-hand side of the fairway, so that when I applied my curl, I had as much room on the left as possible. Even if I'd have hit even if I'd have hit great to the right, the first bounce is great to the right, but it's still going to go to the left because I have left-hand curl on it. And so we want to leave that, we want to make as much room on that side as possible. My opponent should be able to recover from there. I'm doing 1-to-1. I'm adding on 10%, but it's at 1.1, it's at mid-club, so... .2. There's 2. Exactly. Oh, fuck, and I still hit it great to the right. Have I hit anything perfect today? You can see how close those would be if they were perfect. Not saying that would have been in the hole, but it obviously would have been closer. All 3 of those shots I didn't hit perfect into the cup, and they were all right there. All right. Feeling good about the numbers. I'm just not feeling good about my shots today. Yesterday I got a couple holes for the first time that kind of helped me out. And hole number 4 is definitely a hole I want to get. Definitely. I can hit perfect. I hit a putt perfect. Look at that. All right. Hole number 4. Hole number 4. What is hole number 4? Let's go look at it. It must be a par 3. And this is the one we're going straight at it. So I'm bringing a grizzly and a nav. A grizzly and a nav. Let's pick the navigator first. The navigator. And any bag with a grizzly will work. I'm doing 4 backspin, 1 per ring, plus 15, plus 0.1. So let me put that in my calculator. 1.15 times, I'll put in a holding number, 2, divided by 1 plus 0.1. And then I will erase the 2 and I'll leave my marker. I'm ready to roll. All I got to do is put in the wind and it will give me a number. If I can get an opponent. Hopefully everybody's having a good week. I was messaging my buddy Richard in Thailand. He said they were having big storms there. Talked to Dunner today. He's working on his house. He's trying to get his house all prepped up. He's going to sell his house. My big fear is I'd have to pack all my stuff up. I don't even want to think about having to pack all my stuff up. 4 backspin. 4 backspin. No side spin. 3.6. 4.25 rings. .25 rings. And get lined up with the wind. There's 4 and a quarter. Wow. Wow, I hit a shot perfect. Woo! In the hole. Look what happens when you hit a shot perfect. Jeez. Only took me 4 holes to figure that shit out. Alright, so that was Sniper. Or, excuse me, Grizzly. 1 per ring. And that's because it's at mid-club. So the Grizzly, if you go look in Golf Clash Notebook, it's 0.9, and if the wind's over 2, it's minus 0.1, and if it's at mid, it's 1.0 plus 0.1. So I'm at mid, so I played mid-club. 1 per ring, plus 15, plus 0.1. Oh. Oh. Shit. Hicks and sticks. All right. There we have. There's 1. I just need to pick up 1 more. You need 15 per side. So hole number 5. This is a great opportunity here. Let me pick my bag. Let me get my bag. Let me think about what I'm doing here. The rock. Now I'm gonna pick my bag, but I really don't know. I don't have what you'd need is like the ball that's for sale right here. This 5 power ball. You might need one that's got more than 3 side spin. 3 side spin might work, and you don't really need the top spin boost. So you may not necessarily need that one. It might be better with more spin. But I saw one of my opponents yesterday. Hole number 5. Now I actually have never done this shot, but they went all the way over to the other side with a max OP shot. And so from the tee box to that spot, you're running off in this direction. And so you need to make up this angle. And I don't know exactly what ball they ended up in the rough over here. They overshot it. They were on the fairway if they hadn't put so much topspin on, or if they'd have been straight in the line where they could have came down to the end. So they either needed to pull out just a little bit more on their shots. It's a blind curl shot. So on a shot like this, if I was taking it with my APOC, I would probably set myself up like 3 or 4 rings off of the sand. So my shot would be out here. I'd give myself plenty of room. And to try and curl it around, but you may cut your topspin. But from here, you're in long iron. They had a pretty decent shot from there. I mean, I think if you get all the way to the end, it might actually be, with a 5-power ball, it might actually be short iron. But I'm going to just try and get it right up to the shadows with my Kingmaker. I'm going to play it safe. Well, I wouldn't say safe, but I'm going to play that shot. The safe shot is to get your eagle by going to the left. It's still, you still got work to do. And you'll have to take, if you ever go, like in one-on-one, I always play it to the left because you're playing with a lower power ball. You don't have to bring anything special. You just have to have the right bag. And the right bag is a big topper, big dog. Or if you got upper developed stuff, a Cataclysm. You could use a Horizon. Because what you need is curl. And a Horizon gives you curl and you got ball guide. So you could probably get a really good look at it with a Horizon. But you have no shot at Albie if you play to the left. It's just an eagle. And you got to play it a few times because the second shot it's not a gimme, but like once you take it a few times and you figure out what you're supposed to do, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But this side over here, if you fuck up this drive, you're screwed. You are screwed. 3 and 4 topspin. I'm going to start off a little bit more give myself a little bit of leeway there. 2.4, I'm doing 10%, so it's 2.6. 2.6. And I'm going to lean just a little. And I hit it great to the right. Great to the right is problematic because you'll roll. If you don't get it right, you can run out of fairway at the end. And the fairway's coming in, so if you were dead center, you could go farther. That's right where you want to be. If you're hitting that shot, that's not a bad spot. You can get into the trees. I don't normally try and get that aggressive to get into the trees, but I was here a couple tournaments ago when we were playing this hole. I was talking to Dale Appleby, and like I was trying to get right to he got past the shadow. I was like, damn, dude, you got really aggressive with it. And he's like, I always get past the shadow. So then I went out and was like, okay, what do I got to do to get past the shadow? And you can get past the shadow, but you got to be a little more aggressive. I'm just going to take a straight up shot. Every time I think I needed to do something, I'd go the wrong way. Get right to the red line. Two point oh. Just hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. And right there, I needed to add on a little. If I would have added on a little, it would have been, oh shit, you should have just hit it straight up. But that is a little. That's like plus 0.2. And with that wind, plus 0.2 would have been 10%. 7.5. One of the benefits of doing the numbers by hand is I can do that. Where there's times when it's like the plus 5 is not enough and the plus 10, and if you add on 0.1, it might not. So you can go, well, I'm going to do 7.5. Those are nice. I think that's a pretty nice ball that he's using. That's like a Kingmaker XX or some shit. Kingmaker X. We're not going to get I should have been paying an 8 ball. Should have looked at that ball earlier to see what it did. In the hole. In the hole. All right. This is the hole. Okay, so I know that you can hit this hole. Let me grab a bag and then I'm going to look at it real quick. I know you can get it with this. Now yesterday I actually overshot it on the second time through, but was able to recover from the rough. So I think the 5, I used a 5 power ball with topspin boost, and I used 1 extra topspin, and it was too much. But this right here is the right way to go. But this is the right way to go if you have tailwind or side wind, but headwind, it could definitely hurt you. Extra mile. So with headwind, I might use a 5 power ball, and then I can pull back a little from the red line and then take the wind out. All right, got to get this hole. Gotta. I'm trying not to do, I might have to do just a little teeny bit of overpower. You're rubbing against the nubs, not really making the needle go any faster, but the whole goal is to try and set these shots up so you don't have to do any overpower. This hole's a little different, but hole number 8's like one of those, that type of hole. You definitely want to set the shot up, even though I'm maybe bringing out the wrong ball on certain days because the wind's favorable. The whole deal is to set it up so that it's consistent. Booger Vance, I've played this guy, I don't know how many times. I played him the other day. So I must be getting replays. Booger. Let's get all of that topspin on there. Okay, it's 3 mile an hour wind. That's 1.5 rings. I'm going to put a 1/2 ring back in. And I'm going to lean a little bit to the left. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if that was too much to put back in. I just want to get up there to the edge, to the fringe. Woo down, cat daddy. Woo down. Where I was ending up before, I was like 3rd rapier. We were in a spot where you could run the topspin out, and you could run the topspin out and still take the shot, but you were in the area where wind was still affecting the ball. And it wasn't quite mid. I like that spot a lot better. You could probably just put in like 1/4 of a ring. I think what I should put on my notes is 0.1 for how all. So if the winds, you put back in 10%. Woo! Close. Nice shot. Nice shot, my man. Nice. So if the wind's 3.0, then put 0.3 back in. Well, I don't know that would work, because if the wind was 5 and then you put a 1/2 in, it might push you. I'm just going to put a 1/4 ring back in. I really don't want to take any risk of overshooting it. And those signs piss me off. Those signs are in play. So, if you hit it, it'll bounce off of it. But if you get behind it, it's in your way. And that is total bullshit. Like, those signs don't need to be there. Those signs are like, what are they advertising? They're not advertising Goodyear. Golf Clash isn't making any money of them. They put fucking obstructions out on the course that are in play. And we can't go raise our hand and get the course marshal to come out and go, hey, that's not a permanent structure. And they would move it so that we could take our shot. And they put obstructions out in our way. That's like having some clown out there jumping up and down on the, I guess that'll be coming now that we've talked, now that I say it. We have some idiot jumping up and down, waving his hands out on the green while you're shooting for the cup. It's the same damn thing. All right, hole number 7. Hole number 7. We have to get that hole, so there's no reason to get too excited about that. All right, we're in the final 3. Hole number 7. Quasar. And this is another hole that I think I can use. I'm going to use a navigator. I'm gonna make a change in my notes here. I'm gonna cross out the quasar and put nav because I'm not using any side spin. Sniper nav. Now here is the deal. I'm not sure that I'm at max club, but I'm taking this shot at 1 per ring. And I'm doing 40%. And it seemed like yesterday that even 40% wasn't enough on the front. On the back, it was definitely enough. It was perfect. I just didn't, I set it up too close to the cup and I didn't allow for the fact that it was going to carry a little bit more with the tailwind. All right, I'm just going to do the 40. Max backspin, 40% times the wind, 1 per ring. Here we go. Come on. Maybe. 1 ball goes first. And they're using a Kingmaker. They're using a Titan. There is a rough bump you can do right there. This is not my typical cup of tea rough bump. I don't like those eye rough bumps like that. I mean, you hit to the right, you're in the sand. You hit to the left, you miss the rough. And depending on which way the wind's blowing, if you didn't do a good wind adjustment, you're going to miss that way as well. When you got those T rough bumps, you really have to have a great wind adjustment on days when there's headwind and tailwind. But if there's side wind or any kind of side wind, and you hit it great to the left or the right, you're still going to hit the rough. All right. Let's get this one. I haven't got this one yet this week, and I've been all over it. Max backspin, no side spin. I am right there on it, 3.4, 4.76 rings. If we can get lined up with the wind. There's 4.75. Oh, fuck. That was 2 rings great to the left. And it does want to kind of curl around a little bit there at the end. Can't tell about distance when you hit it great to the left or the right, because sometimes it works out where it's rolling out and you just go past the cup just like normal. But if on a shot like that where it's got that much movement on it, it's hard to tell. Okay, so what have I hit so far? 1 shot perfect, and it went in. And the rest of them have all been crap. Now I have to make these last 2 holes. I have to. All right. Okay, so this is a hole right here. I need to make sure I got my math before we get out to it. So let's see which way the wind's blowing. I'm going to do 2.5 topspin. With the power 5 ball, I was doing 2.5 topspin, but I think with a power 3 ball, I need to do, and it's going to change my shot. Let's look at the hole. Let's think about what I'm doing here. Because really, I think the shot that I'm taking on my 77 account is so this is a hole. This is a hole right here. This is a prime example of a hole where, like on a regular wind date. So we got our line, and let's get squared up with the. So here's our line of trajectory. So our red line is right here, And we've got this little teeny window. So any wind that's on this side is favorable, and any wind that's on this side of the line is unfavorable. Even if it's like this, it's still unfavorable wind. And straight up headwinds and straight up tailwinds have been affecting our ball in rookie more than they did in the past. So on days where we have any kind of wind that's on the positive side, this little teeny window with a 3-power ball, we can take that. And I was doing, I think, 4 topspin, and I was getting down in here on this. What I'm gauging my shot on is this sand trap right here. It's got some tall grass in it. And when I get out here and I'm looking towards the cup, if I'm on the right-hand side of that tall grass, I've cleared the shot. So what I've done is I've opened up this little window down here to give myself a little bit of room, because you are at max short iron. So if you leave yourself short, like right here, you can find yourself not having that window, or your angle's changed. So let me see if I can zoom in a little. So your angle, if you're out in this area or out in here, your angle to the cup has changed. So now you've tightened that window up. You still got a little teeny bit of it over here on the right hand side, but then you're gonna have to start hoping that you brought a ball that's got side spin, or you can get to the point where now you're gonna either have to do a rough bump, or you're gonna have to go to the next club up and hit it at minimum. But I want to hit it with my short iron. So if you bring a 5-power ball out, you can solve a lot of your problems here, because the 5-power ball, your red line is like right here, so you can get a whole ring set in here. So if you're at the red line, you got half your ring sets in the front and half of it's back. So I pulled back from the red line and was at the plus 23 mark, and I think it's plus 31 or 32. So I pulled back 7 or 8 and centered myself so that the bottom of my ring set was touching the rough and the top of my ring set was right at my red line. So that gave me room, if I have a headwind day, to pull out. I've got 5 rings in front of me and I got 5 rings behind me. So it doesn't matter which way the wind's going. I can pull the wind out. And then I did 2.5 topspin, and it put me right out here to the end so that I had a straight up shot. And with the 5-power ball, your red line, you got plenty of red line here, so you can be right at max club. Or if we've got a wind that's going like this on the second shot, you can pull back a little bit and you still got room to work out the wind. So the 5-power ball is really, even though on days where we have good wind here, you may not need it for the drive, it really does help on the second shot. But on days that we have headwind, it's going to help you on the drive, and it'll still help you on the second shot. So bringing out a 5-power ball and being consistent on this, because the whole goal is to be in the same damn spot down here every stinking time, so that you're in this spot, so you can really take this shot, really take this shot, really take this shot. I mean, I feel like if I get down into this zone and I hit it perfect, it's going in the freaking hole. But if I end up here, that may not be the case, because number one, I'm going to be in a different club, and I may not be at the same, and then you hit it here, you're going to be you may be in long iron in both those shots, but here you might be in max and here you might be in mid. So just trying to make this shot consistent over and over and over and over again. This is definitely a hole that we can get an eagle on, if we can be consistent. And it's not that you can't get an eagle from all those spots, but being consistent in a tournament is good. That's a good thing. And I don't have any 5-power balls. So I can't be consistent. But I do have some 4-power balls. And I have 3 of them. I don't really want to use one of those. And it's the second shot that's really, well, and I do have a benefit in this account. And the benefit in this account is I'm using a Hornet. And the Hornet hits, versus the Kingfisher. I think a level 7 Kingfisher hits like 80, it might hit 82. So it's still like 6 yards shorter. So the Hornet will help me. So if I bring out a lower power ball, it will still help me. I'm gonna just bring out a Kingmaker. I'd rather save on the weekend round if we've got, I want to save any of those bigger balls that I have for the weekend round. And I'm going to use my number 5 bag because the Apoc's got that extra 3 or 4 yards of raw distance to get you over to the other side. The shot to the cup with a Kingfisher is 1-to-1, so that means I was adding on 10% plus 1 to the cup. So with my Hornet and a power 3 ball, if I'm at mid club, that's 1.3. So it's 1.1 times the wind divided by 1.3 plus 0.1. No, I'm at max club. I'm at max. I am at max club, and it's minus 0.1. So I should be at max Hornet, which is 1 per ring minus 0.1. Plus 10%. Here we go. 4 top spin. Let me look at my notes here because I had it written down what I was doing on the other one. I think I was doing 4. I was doing 2.5 with a 5 power ball, but I was up farther. Got a little teeny window. I'm gonna do 3.5. And does that seem like, it seems like a lot. 3.5. 3.5. It's 3.7. It's 1.5 per ring, so that should be 2.5 rings. And then I'm gonna do a little extra. Oh fuck, that was 2 rings great to the left. And I didn't put any curl on it, so it's going to go 2 rings great to the left. I'm going to run out of fairway. Excellent. I snaked it through. And I didn't hit it as far as I want. You can see that there's still some tall grass in my lane. But I think with a Hornet I should be fine. I should be. I made this once yesterday, and then the second time I didn't hit it perfect, and it was right there. I really feel like if I hit it perfect, it's going in the hole. They got the hole surrounded. 3.9, 4.19 rings, 4.2 rings. There's max. I'm right at max. 2 backspin. No side spin. Let's get right up on the hole. Let's make sure we're right up on the hole. 4.2 rings. .2. Oh, can I hit a shot perfect today? I hit 1 shot perfect and I win the hole, and I've hit 6 shots not perfect and they've been right there. Damn it. My timing sucks. Damn it. Now I gotta make hole number 9. All right. And I'm gonna get risky on hole number 9. I'm gonna take the horizon. I can always bag the shot if I don't end up in the right spot. I can always bag the shot and just play it straight up. Let's see which way the wind's blowing on hole number 9. Okay, I think that wind will work. Let me go pick a bag real quick. I'm gonna take, let me think. Let's make sure I got the right stuff. I can always just go at it just straight up if I don't like the look of it. And I'm going to bring a 4 power ball. I really hate to waste one of those because I really don't need the top spin. Although the top spin might help. I'm going to take that. Let's go look at it. So here's what I'm going to do. There is a shot. I've seen my buddy Hammer and Hank take this shot before, and I've seen him make it a shit ton of times. Okay, first of all, from the rookie tees, you cannot do a max curl shot. You will clip that tree. But from the pro tees, I'm not so sure that you're going behind them, but there is an area between these limbs, and I've taken the max curl shot from the pro tees, and it went through. And it looked like it cleared easily, but you cannot do that shit from the rookie tees. So I'm going to start off with my big topper up in this area, and with the side spin, it'll get me more. With a 3 side spin ball, you're kind of hanging out here, and you got to put some curl on it to bring it over. But I'm still going to have to put some curl on it to get it to go down. There's 2 shadows. If you look down into these trees right here, you kind of, here's shadow number 1 from this tree, and then it comes around, and then there's another shadow, and the fairway goes like this. And I want to get out here to the tip. The more distance I can get, the better. With a 3 power ball, just no extra topspin, I've been kind of in the hollow right here. And even though it looks like these would be in your way, they're not. But if you can get up into this zone where you're right along the edge of this inside shadow, what it does is it puts you so that you can set your shot up in this hollow. Whereas if you're back before you get to those shadows where I've been hitting, you're back in this zone. So that means you're coming out like this, and you've got to use side spin to get you over because you're pinched up against this rough. And you can give yourself a couple rings of separation and still bring it around, but it's nice when you're here because you can go a little bit more straight out and you don't have to involve as much side spin. But if you can get up into that same zone and you got a horizon, which is a long hitting wood, you can do a rough bump from right here, and it is narrow. I mean, you really need to hit it perfect. And with how much perfects I've been hitting today, this could go really south. But there is a rough bump that you can do right here. And if the wind's blowing from this direction, what's the question is with the sand. Now let's look at my horizon. Let's see what kind of accuracy I got with my horizon, because I'm definitely at max club. So it's 31. 31. I've got a horizon 7 in my 77 account, because it's one of those clubs, and it's definitely got better accuracy. It's at the 45, so it's very similar. What level is that? Is it a level 5? Hey, it's a level 6. It's a level 6. So, wind chart. If I bring out a 4 power ball, and I'm at max club with a 4 power ball, and I'm at level 6, it's 2.2 per ring. Is that right? 2.2 per ring? That must just be because, yeah, it is a level 6. Level 6 horizon. Let's make sure I'm looking at horizon. Level 6. I'm at max club with a 4 power ball. 2.2 per ring. All right. And it's 2.2, 4.4, 6.6. So it's 2.2 per ring no matter what the wind is. All right. All right. That's what I'm doing. That's it. That's it. Let's make sure I got the right bag. I got the right bag. I got the right ball. And I am ready to roll. 2.2 per ring. Now it's just a matter of whether or not I can hit it perfect on the second shot. Need to hit it perfect on the second shot. Have to hit it perfect on the second shot. But this is definitely one shot at a time, because if I'm not in the right spot on the drive, I'll just have to take a normal shot off. So one shot at a time. Now, if they have a level 8 extra mile, they probably have at least a level 4 or something big topper. I mean, from where they're pulling back there, I think a lot of times people just don't think about their big topper. They're like, oh, it doesn't hit very far. Now, that's a great spot. I'm not saying it's not a great spot. They did get into the shadows, but that seems pretty risky over and over and over again. Big topper. Big topper. Big topper. All right, 3.2. It's 2.1 and it's at minimum, so I'm going to do a max pull. I'm going to put some curl on it. Getting it perfect. Missed the tree. And I'm in the rough. Damn it. Damn it. I was trying to get too aggressive. I wanted to be back a little bit farther, but the 4 power ball actually jacked me up. It pushed my red line forward, and I couldn't get to the spot that I've been in with the 3 power ball. In my 77 account, I got some of those 3 power balls with the top spin boost. Now I'm going to be in recovery mode. Although I really think I can make that Hornet shot. I could just pitch it out there and take the rough off. Let's see if I can. If I can't get into a good recovery spot where I can get over there, then I might just pitch it out into the fairway and take the shot, take my lump, and move on. Maybe my opponent will make it and I'll get a free shot. Damn, that was close. 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 Can I recover? Oh yeah, I can recover. I got this in the bag. Hell, I can not only can recover, I got a shot at it. Okay, 3.4 times 1.1 divided by 2, 1.87 rings. Let's say 1.9, just for safety. 1.9. Oh fuck, that was 45 rings great to the right. Well, that shot did not work out like I wanted, but it is nice to know that you can recover from down there. It is nice to know. All right, all those missed shots, all those non-perfects. Dude, the guy shot a whole round, and I think he only shot like 2 perfects the whole round. I think that was still a minus 14 round. So, I mean, it was bad, but it could have been a lot worse. I remember playing a tournament. It was one of those ones where we had the par 4s where you could, if you succeeded, you could get up and on in one and make the shot. And I shot a minus 15, and I literally did not shoot a single perfect shot the entire round. And still shot a 15, so it can be done. But on a course like this where you've got distance shots to the cup, you have to hit perfect on all these shots. I mean, there's only one hole that we're getting up to the cup in one. The rest of them, you have some shot that you've got to hit. So, all right, that's not exactly what I was looking for, but I can live with that. As bad as I shot that round, I can live with that. That was the the front side of the opening round of my practice. This is my practice round, my last practice round. I may play this weekend, but obviously it won't be. It's always hard when you have two accounts and you're playing. Do you feel like you're on? Do you play your practice account and see what the deal is, and then play your main? And sometimes you play your practice account and you're on, and then you play your main and you're just flat. And then sometimes you play your main account first and you're like, damn, I should have played my practice account. So you just, it's kind of like how you're feeling about it in the weekend round. But we'll see. That's why I have banners in this account, because sometimes I was just on and when I was practicing, and it was like, hey, I'm nailing it today. I think there's only one. It was in one of the majors where I actually ended up getting that major. I ended up winning it in both accounts. I was just on that day. I had it nailed in. Thanks for watching. I will catch you on the back side, and if you don't see me until then, I will see you this weekend. Thanks for watching.